Get the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Monsters twist and turn with the silent war. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos where nightmares begin. In the darkest of the night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With the crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I will roam. With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight, beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet. In the night's embrace, there's a rhythm so sweet. I am the silence, I am the scream, ruling this world, woven from truth. In the darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam. As the dawn breaks, I still draw near. In the heart of the dark, I show no fear. In the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Monsters twist and turn with a silent roar. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos when nightmares begin. In the darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam. With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight, beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet. In the night's embrace, there's a rhythm so sweet. I am the silence, I am the screams, ruling this realm, woven from dreams. In the darkest of night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam. As the dawn breaks, I still draw near. In the heart of the dark, I show no fear. Get the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Monsters twist and turn with the silent war. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos where nightmares begin. In the darkest of the night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With the crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I will roam. With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Into the Red Rabbit Hole. I wanted to play the new music that I made this past week, and I'm going to have everybody make a decision tonight for me on whether to use this track of music that I created or the next one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get through the disclaimer, and then we're going to get into the thick of the podcast, okay? This channel may use some copyrighted material without specific authorization, but contends that it falls under fair use which is the Copyright Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strangers podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, which is my original, and I do have my certificate of authenticity on that YouTube. Anyways, to be used for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, parody, and entertainment value, which is probably what it's going to be tonight. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Furthermore, my music on this channel was created, believe it or not, with AI. It is AI, folks. Yes, it is. It is called the Donna app, and it's a very, 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 very good app, I must say. And it literally, takes what you want created and makes it into a music, into a song. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot, and that way I won't get any of these, copyright strikes for the music anymore, because it's my creation. So specifically for the Nighthawk High Strangers podcast channel. Anyways, I've got two different selections I want everybody to do tonight, okay? If you could, this is number one. It's called Monsters of the Night, okay? With the guy singing. And then I have a female version of a song that I created that it's kind of like like the Pat Benitar type of a thing. So I don't know if anybody out there likes Pat Benitar, but you know what? Back in the day, she was pretty much the best rock and roller there was. So I'm going to play that here next. I'm going to turn the volume back up and let everybody hear the second track. And we'll go from there, okay? So hang with me. I'm still doing this stuff backstage. I'll play this one more time so everybody can hear it, okay?
I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With the crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I will roam. With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight, beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet. In the night's embrace, there's a rhythm so sweet. I am the
In the dead of night, I hear them whisper. Shadows dance on walls, growing crisper. Echoes of the past, they start to rise. Monsters lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart.
First one's going to be number one, and this one is going to be number two. So just tell me which one you like the most, and I'll let them both play.
I can't escape. Bump in the night, where the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckon me near. In the dance of the dark, I feel no fear. Moonlight reveals the horrors unseen. Whispers of darkness haunting my dream. Figures that twist in the corners of sight. I shiver alone in the grip of the night. Creatures of shadow come out to play.
Listen to the lyrics, though. Give me your opinions, okay?
Bump in the night, where the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckon me near. In the depths of the dark, I feel no fear.
This says number one. Says number two.
As the dawn breaks, the shadows retreat.
What about Marcy and this number?
And In the dead of night,
Which one
I
is it
hear
you
them
like the
whisper.
best?
Shadows
This
dance
is
on
the one I
walls,
sent. Okay,
growing
Corey says
crisper.
number 2. Okay.
Echoes of the past, they start to rise. Monsters lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart.
Can you all still hear me pretty good when I let those play? That's what I really need to know, is if you can hear me over the music very well.
I can't escape. Bump in the night,
Thank you,
where
Corey.
the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckoning near. In the dance of the dark, I feel no fear.
Walt Christian.
Moonlight
Yes.
reveals the horrors
Roxanne
unseen.
says I love them all.
Whispers of darkness haunting my dream. Figures that
Thank you,
twist
Dead
in the corners
Now,
of sight. I
one
shiver
fits.
alone
Think
in
one
the
with the guy
grip
fits
of
better,
the
Urso,
night.
or do you think this one
Creatures of
fits better?
shadow come out to play.
I mean, she's the real Pat Benitar type of a player. So, I'm having a hard time making this decision. I might even take the third track. Heck, I might even take the whole album. Who knows? On my own lyric.
Monsters
That's gonna-
awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckon me near. In the depths of the dark, I feel no fear.
I wonder if I could start a paranormal radio.
As the
show
dawn breaks, the
music.
shadows retreat.
Just do all kinds of
In
weird,
the light
like
of
cryptid
day, the
songs and
monstrous deplete.
ghost hunting songs and
In the
supernatural
dead
stuff.
of
You
night,
know,
I hear them
they're all
whisper.
genres.
Shadows dance on walls, growing
I wonder
crisper.
if that'd be possible.
Echoes of
Anyways,
the past, they
just a
start
thought.
to
There goes my
rise.
brain again,
Monsters
guys.
lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart.
Yeah, her voice, David, is awesome. Yes, you're right. Roxanne says number 2. Okay.
I can't escape.
Now I'm gonna play the first one again. Okay. So you all have heard this one with what I call the Pat Benitar sound. But I'm gonna have you listen to the next track. Okay, again, it was a guy, and I kind of like it. The longer version I have on my
Moonlight
did
reveals
download it,
the horrors unseen.
StreamYard,
Whispers
because
of darkness
I don't want
haunting
the
my
whole
dream.
song on there.
Figures that
So,
twist in the
that being
corners of
said,
sight. I shiver alone in the grip of the night. Creatures of shadow come out to play.
yeah, wouldn't it, Joanne? I think that would be a very good thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. Hands down, the female voice. I win. Enough said. Okay, so you heard the guy singing that, okay? Hey, Daryl, good to see you. Bounty Hunter, good to see you. Good now, okay, so this is number 2. So we've got the majority of the votes for number 2, and this next one is going to be number 1 selected from. Now this is going to be for the opening theme of the new platform. Okay.
In the dead
Just
of
gonna put it
night,
out there, the new
I
platform.
hear them whisper.
Where I'm able
Shadows
to take
dance
control
on walls,
of all this
growing
copyright
crisper.
crap.
Echoes of the past, they start to rise.
All right, I'm
Monsters
going to
lurking
play
deep
the
beneath
first
the
one, number 1,
skies.
and let me know
Fear
what y'all
grips
think
my
about that. It has more of a rock ballad than anything.
In the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep, monsters twist and turn with a silent roar. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos when nightmares begin.
Got a nice beat to it. I love the electric violins, dude.
In the darkest of night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever
I gotta switch back to Twitch, so bear with me, guys.
With every broken heartbeat, my fears
this
take
is number
flight.
one.
I dance with the demons
So
of the
let me know
pale
what you all
moonlight
think.
beneath painted skies where the lost souls
Yeah, the
meet.
drums
In the
sound
night's
really good with the
embrace, there's a
violin.
rhythm so sweet.
I am the silence, I am the screams, ruling this realm,
Christian likes to
woven
go
from
out.
dreams.
Right up there.
In the darkest of night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters in my spine, my side. With a crown of shadows,
I know, it
take
is hard.
my throne. In the depths of the night, forever alone.
As the dawn breaks, I still draw near. In the heart of the dark, I show no
Yeah,
fear.
that would be. See,
In the stillness
I'm
where the
trying to-
shadows creep underneath
wanna
the
do a
veil,
whole
where the
complete
secrets keep.
sound recording on this music, and it's gonna be my own copyrighted music that I can put out on like maybe a CD or something for us weirdo warriors to actually enjoy them,
Underneath
you
the
know.
veil where the secrets
you know,
keep.
a lot of us
Monsters
know we like
twist
a lot
and
of the old
turn
rock
with the
and roll
silent
music.
war. I find my
Old,
strength as the night calls for
like
more.
The
this.
darkness whispers, I breathe it in.
It's not hard metal, you know,
Embracing
so
chaos where nightmares begin.
thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much for that.
In the darkest of the night, I will not hide.
Yes, those are my lyrics.
Awakening monsters, they rise
Corey,
by
those
my
are my
side.
lyrics.
With the crown of shadows,
Hey,
I
Eric.
take my throne. In the depths of the night,
Hey, girl.
forever alone.
Sorry, we're just
With
doing a
every
little
broken
thing
heartbeat,
with
my
the
fears
music
take
here
flight.
voting on
I
whether
dance with the
this
demons
track,
under
which
pale
is number
moonlight
one,
beneath painted
with the guy
skies where the
singing,
lost souls
or
meet.
number
In
two
the
track
night's
with the
embrace,
female
there's a
singing.
rhythm so sweet.
I am the silence, I am the scream, ruling this world, woven from dreams.
Kinda like
In
the
the
Beatles.
darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my
Most everybody
side.
picked
With a
number
crown
two.
of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam. As the dawn breaks, I still draw near.
Now, this isn't
In
the
heart
whole-
of the dark, I show
The
no
whole
fear.
soundtrack, though. This
In
is
the
like only
stillness where the
probably
shadows
3
creep,
minutes of recording,
underneath the
5 minute
veil where the
song
secrets
that I
keep.
have done up. So I'm just, Now, do you all want me to play the second one again with the Pat Benitar sound? Have you heard that, Eric?
I've only heard. I haven't heard anything. This is the first one I've partially heard. It was great. I'm trying to get my other web. I just fired my computer up, so I ain't able to comment anything right now.
Yeah, all right. Well,
So
you can always respond too with, verbally if you want to comment if it's important enough to. Because this is in the background music anyways. So what I'll do is I'll play the second one again with what I call the Pat Benitar type of a theme. So those of you that like Pat Benitar, here we go. I'm just trying to pick one of the two.
In the dead of night, I hear them whisper. Shadows dance on walls, growing crisper. Echoes of the past, they start to rise. Monsters lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart. I can't escape. Bump in the night, where the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are Moonlight reveals the horrors unseen, whispers of darkness haunting my dream, figures that twist in the corners of sight. I shiver alone in the grip of the night. Creatures of shadow come out to play. Collide, monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckon me near.
What do you think?
Man, I like them both. Everybody, hey, sorry, I'm not able to comment yet. I'm still trying to pull up the other site or the other page so I can log on to YouTube and comment. So apologize, because if I comment, I'd be commenting under William's name. So, but everybody said, hey, hello. I like them both, man. They both got a great beat to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I know. They're both badass. They really are. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I've been thinking a lot about it, and we really don't have. And this is kind of a weird topic for me, okay, because I'm like old school when it comes to rock and roll. I mean, obviously, look at the headband. I mean, come on, and the long hair.
Yeah, I love.
So I like.
Man,
I fell off.
Bon
I fell off
Jovi,
of a freaking '80s album cover or something, So,
yeah.
But anyways,
you got
anyways,
Leonard Cohen. I mean, come on, man. That's where music was music. Back when music had soul.
Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Urso. I was thinking that too, switching off and on. But then that might get a little confusing for the new viewers that come to the channel, because of the music.
One intro and one of them the outro.
Yeah, true. Or I was thinking maybe like if we'd start doing Midnight Monsters again, if Ryan, if you're out there, if he ever, can make it, to doing it again. And there's a lot to that. It's not that, it's his schedule. He's very busy. Okay. He's young with all that energy. So, it is what it is. But yeah, candy hair. I'm a hair band. Anyways,
I don't have no hair.
I was thinking, yeah, you do.
I'm losing my hair. Look at it.
You got enough. You got enough. Just take a little bit of black spray paint and fill it in.
That has been tempting. That has been tempting.
Anyways, what I was thinking though was maybe using the female version, the Pat Benitar version, for Friday nights. Because it's kind of a conspiracy conglomerated type of a thing, and just that mystifying sound with the electric violins, and you can just picture like I think it was Corey said or Urso said, the fog rolling in. You know what I mean? With the fog machine. So I was thinking maybe the female version for Friday night, and then Saturday and Sunday mornings, maybe using the male version for the intro and outro. Separating it that way. It is a little known secret, and it is called Donna app, and it's an AI app, and they give you. I mean, it's you have to buy your copyright certificate and all that, like any other music thing, but it's. They give you a free version for 3 or 4 days, and then they give you it's like I think like $5 a month or something like that. So, but anyways, it's pretty cool, And what I was thinking though, having a new he's having problems with his computer, guys. Give him a sec. He'll get back on here. I got everybody's comments up, so I'll just have to verbally say it. Okay. God, this is like 3D. Anyways, what I want to do with this channel is we have so many podcasters that come on, they talk, they do this and that. But do you all ever have anything to listen to, like when you're driving home from work in the afternoon, or something that you could, play back later, like in the evening when you're relaxing at home, or even if you're out on, think about it, even if you're out on a Bigfoot hunt or a ghost excursion. Okay. I hate the word hunting because you don't hunt ghosts. Or anything along that lines, even on like a good ghost storytelling night around a campfire, you know what I mean? That kind of a genre. I was thinking that the next podcast that I put on this channel, maybe doing just like an hour or two of this kind of music and just putting out like an automatic video to play continually with it in case someone wants to listen to it and watch on their phone, and then periodically coming on like a DJ would, basically, and talk about a couple things and then cut back out to the music again. You know what I mean? The reason I thought about doing that was because I'm trying to read the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm going to be making more music. Okay, is what I'm trying to say. And I am going to dedicate a separate podcast to, Boston was a good group. Yes, very good group. ELO, Toto. That's the kind of stuff I want to bring back, but I want to bring it back in our genre, the weird, the mysterious, the creepy, cryptid, ghosts and ghouls and, werewolves and, that kind of stuff, song genre, spooky cemeteries, and just have it like done like a regular DJ would do it for like an hour and a half show or a 2-hour show, and that way people can save it on their phones or save it on their tablets and stuff and play it back, while they're at home doing chores or, or cooking dinner or something, and just hear a different type of music, Uriah Heep. Oh yeah, that's another good one. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yeah, Candy, that's a good one too. But I just, I want to do that as a channel, and it shouldn't take that much effort except for me to make the music and write the lyrics. The lyrics they have to flow, even though I'm not singing it. You have to, obviously it's like writing a book, Eric, you have to know how to wordplay.
Yep.
And a lot of rhyme too. So I'm gonna do that. I'm eventually gonna start a podcast music channel to where I come on and do strictly this type of genre of music. And if anybody wants to watch it, it's up to them. Yes, thank you, Roxanne. Exactly. Every from now on, every bit of music that I put out on this channel is solely my own music. I'm going to be steering away from utilizing apps where I'm given permission, but yet I still have to fight for the copyrights. You know what I mean? So as long as it's my own music, I'm going to do it. Hey, Don, good to see you. Red Tip, good to see you. Anthrax, God, I haven't heard that in a while. Nobody said Led Zeppelin. I can't believe nobody said Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I did. Right there. Savage did.
Oh, there you go. Savage has my back.
Man,
Nazareth.
think I mean, in all honesty, man, after late 80s, early 90s, music lost its soul. But I mean, you get
Yeah.
back to them bands of, Van Halen, Metallica, Zeppelin, ZZ Top, Skinner, Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses. The list goes on and on. Man, you can feel the singers. You could feel them.
Yep.
They were a part of the music, and that's what I miss about
Yep.
music.
Yeah, I played a little bit of guitar and a little bit of bass when I was younger, in my younger days, when I was in high school.
Excuse me.
And I also did drums. So I pretty much did the whole gambit. I used to play drums for a church that I went to for their Friday night, kind of like an agape fellowship type of a thing. So I used to play drums for them. So yeah, it's it's been something I wanted to do for a while, but because we have different sections of music and stuff that we listen to, but we don't really have a musical channel to where we can actually make our own genre of music, whether it's cryptid, paranormal, supernatural, that kind of stuff, and just something for people to listen to when they're driving in their cars or their trucks, or when they're doing chores around the house, something that can speak to them, and I'm not saying this is going to get any big thing and all that, but there really isn't a radio station that plays this type of stuff. And what got me set on this, Eric and everybody, is the fact that if you remember back in the 80s, that DJ for the radio station wrote a song about the Dogmen, the Wisconsin Beast of Bray Road. Okay. And, it played locally, so, I mean, why not just give it a shot? I mean, worst case scenario, I won't get any comments, but, people will give a thumbs up on the music end of it, hopefully, because it is a type of genre that I think is missing. And I think anybody out there on a slow night on the internet and on YouTube and Facebook, when there's nothing to watch or listen to, just pop on the music for a little bit and listen to it,
Yep.
just a thought. So,
Not my face. Come on, buddy. Try to give him a haircut today, but the clippers weren't working.
Snowball.
Yeah,
Snowball.
he's been up my butt today. I've been kind of under the weather the last couple of days, and started feeling better a little bit ago, which was good. And then after graduation, I stopped and grabbed me up some backy and grabbed me a Sprite, and my stomach's down.
Yeah.
Coolio.
Cool as ice.
The graduation was really good. I posted some pictures and videos on my author's Facebook page.
Awesome. Yeah, I watched the video that you actually did and on Facebook, and I'll tell you what, I left the comments and stuff on there, so I'm really, really proud of her. And that little video where she does the old strong arm thing,
Yeah,
that's a killer little clip, that's a killer little clip. That's a keeper, So, but I'm proud of her. She's
it was,
I'm very proud of her, and I hope she knows that, and I hope she knows everybody that is a part of our program here and is proud of her too, because it's good to see the youth of today becoming young adults and becoming centered and finding themselves, you know what I mean, and their whole life outlook and stuff. So, but
well, and
anyways,
it was funny whenever I called you on Messenger and you said, "Get you back out there at them ghosts." Goes, them ghosts like to talk. Oh. Yeah, it blew her mind.
Did
She
I?
goes, she did not realize, how much paranormal activity. I mean, I've always been fortunate. I've always been
Uh,
fortunate when it comes to paranormal and stuff like that. I've been able to catch a lot of stuff that people fake, but I actually catch it. And when I was doing, which I got to finish putting that video together. But I was doing that reveal that Mary was like, after we was done recording, she's like, "You caught they're so active." I was like, "I've always had that. So this is why whenever I had you here doing in part one, Mary's actually with me doing an EVP session, and I said this is why I like bringing the people the clients in is because you can usually get the paranormal open up because they're used to you. I'm a stranger, but they know you. So if I can
right.
get the client involved, the paranormal gets very active after that. Generally, I said, and the rest of that
Right.
night, it was that way.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Well, she'll get into it. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee it. She's
Oh yeah,
she's gonna get past being all that nervous and uneasy feelings because she's gonna develop into a heck of an investigator. You watch my
oh
words
yeah.
and mark it this time.
Oh man,
She's really gonna do wonders.
that
So
that look on her face when she was down in the basement by herself when I ran up to replace some batteries, and she
uh-huh.
was so nervous, and she was talking, and she didn't realize the ghosts were talking back to her, and so I had it all on digital recorder, and I said, "Honey," I said, "You want to you want to hear something cool?" She's like, "What?" And she hears herself jabbering in the background, which this is all in part. This will be all in part two, but the ghosts were replying to her, and she didn't hear it. Her
Wow.
eyes got big. She's like, "Oh my god!" That's like this is why we have digital recorders.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great that she did the graduation thing today and all that. I'm glad you got
Yeah,
pictures and did video of it. That's impressive. That's a good dad
yeah.
thing.
I'm not gonna be able to
So,
sleep though because I'm gonna have to get her in a little bit. She's at Project Grad now. That's why I'm a little late. So I had to turn and burn and take her back for Project Grad, and then they're supposed to
oh,
be
that's
done at 3
okay.
in the morning.
That's okay. Okay, so now that we've got a full house, okay, because we had about 14 people earlier on, and we got like 25, 26 right now, and probably a little more. Yeah, red tipped. I don't know if you heard the Pat Benatar version of the music that I made, but uh, we selected it. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Um,
Hey, Kathy.
we played both of them. I did two tracks this week. I'm going to do another couple more, probably one later tonight or tomorrow, and one on Sunday. And eventually, I'm going to get to where I have a complete album put together with my lyrics and stuff. Under the genre of the paranormal, supernatural, and cryptid type of stuff. Um, but more of the old school rock and roll from like the 80s and 70s. So but it's going to be a good thing. When I get enough, I mean, I'll start out with the new podcast with the music and stuff, make it like an hour long, and I might play a couple of them, a couple different times to make that hour stretch. But, you know, I think it's a good idea though to have a musical type of a thing with the genre and the interests that we all have. And, I
Mm-hmm.
always tell everybody question everything. What better way to question everything than to have your own music to listen to when you're questioning everything? You never know. It may inspire you to figure something out or to do something, during an investigation. You never know. So, but I'm going to go ahead and play it in the background again. I'm going to play the number 2 one, the Pat Benatar one first. I call it Pat Benatar style is what I call it. It's the name of it is Shadows Come Alive. Okay.
I feel no fear. As the dawn breaks, the shadows retreat. In the light of day, the monsters deplete. In the dead of night, I hear them whisper. Shadows dance on walls, growing crisper. Echoes of the past, they start to rise. Monsters lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart. I can't escape. Bump in the night, where the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to hide. Shadows are calling, they beckon me near. In the dance of the dark, I feel no fear. Moonlight reveals the horrors unseen. Whispers of darkness haunting my dreams.
That part sounds like
Figures that
Benitar
twist
the most.
in the corners of sight. I shiver alone in the grip of the night. Creatures of shadow come out to play. Bump in the night, where the fears collide. Monsters awaken, nowhere to.
Anyways, that's the female version, and then the male one. That was the title of that soundtrack is Shadows Come Alive. Okay, and then the second soundtrack is Monsters of the Night. Okay, and this is the guy singing, and it's a completely different type of a feeling, but it's still the same genre, but different type of beat.
In the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep, monsters twist and turn with a silent roar. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos when nightmares begin.
In the darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, they take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever alone.
With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight, beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet. In the night's embrace, there's a rhythm so sweet.
I am the silence, I am the screams, ruling this realm, woven from dreams. In the
That's the hard
darkest
part.
of night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters in my spine, my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever alone.
As the dawn breaks, I still draw near. In the heart of the dark, I show no fear. In the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep.
I love that guitar riff.
Stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep. Monsters twist and turn with the silent war. I find my strength as the night calls for more.
The darkness whispers, I breathe it in. Embracing the chaos where nightmares begin. In the darkest of the night, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With the crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam.
With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight. Beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet. In the night's embrace, there's a rhythm so sweet.
I am the silence, I am the scream, ruling this world, woven from truth. In the darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side.
With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever I'll roam. As the dawn breaks.
Pretty good, though. Anyways, that's the two that I have so far. So think about it, guys. Think about, having maybe a podcast doing just like that type of genre of music. And other, it's not just going to be solely that style of music, that kind of beat. It'll be a good mix of, of music. So, but in the genre that is that type of stuff. So stuff that we talk about, whether it's black holes or, the black sun or, reptilians and this, that, and the other thing, or aliens, doesn't matter, it's that genre that I want to start doing the podcast with, just the music, and then periodically coming on like every 10 minutes or so and talking or promoting something like an event for somebody's, like a Bigfoot event or a ghost hunting event, because we really don't have that. Okay. And I think it'd be a really good idea, for like first time and second time authors coming on and pitching their books for a couple minutes, and like a commercial, but live, and having a chance to interact with, anybody that's online watching, in the chat, or even if they rewatch it, play it back later. Because with YouTube, you can respond to those comments and stuff, or at least some of them. They don't list all of them. They only take like 5 or 6 of the comments out of the whole stream. So, but yeah, I think here within the next 2 weeks or so, I'm going to try and start that podcast. So if anybody's interested, give me a suggestion on email or in Messenger on Facebook, to what you would like to hear a song about. Okay. And I'll go ahead and I'll do my best to get it done. But I'm going to be doing it. It's like I said, it's going to be an hour podcast to start with just music, and then a couple times, coming on and talking a little bit. So it's going to be something that you can set in autopilot and just listen to, so just an idea. Now, getting into, yeah, go ahead.
I've got that deal now where I can make shorts out of videos that I make. The Grumpy Dad one that we did on those vocals I caught. So the shorts on my YouTube, that had over 1,600 views already.
Wow. Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's that live we did whenever I was revealing all the vocals I got out there. Yeah, that one there, that's probably my biggest short I've ever had, and that had over 1,600 views when I last looked at it.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tonight's subject matter, other than the music, and we already went on about that, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Da Vinci and also about the Anunnaki Bracelet. And I don't know if anybody noticed that the Anunnaki, they have been immortalized with certain objects on their body. And I am a firm believer that the Anunnaki, through my research, and God knows I'm always researching, that they had the innate ability, the special ability to manipulate their energy. Okay. That they could use their energy and vibration to set off and move heavy objects to do certain things that we can't do today. Okay. Or at least most of us can't. So they call it, this is what I'm talking about. Let me see if I have a picture of an Anunnaki with it on their wrist. Let me see here. You'd have to have a microscope
got
to
a
see that
gauntlet.
wristband. Yeah. Let's see here. I know there's one. Yeah. See the wristband on the one with the eagle's head there, the Anunnaki. Okay. There
Looks like a
is.
watch.
Yeah, it looks like a watch. Exactly. Okay. Now, the theory is that they knew that their bodies and their creations had an energy field. Okay. An electromagnetic field around them. And they wore certain jewelry. And there's not one Anunnaki that is not pictured with the watch looking thing. Okay. The device. Now, when I talk about the energy field, you can get into the whole 7 chakra type of a thing. You can get into, on certain parts of your body, how it represents the elements and all that. And you can change your energy instantly by doing certain finger movements, which is why you see Baphomet doing certain hand gestures, by the way. Okay. And you see certain public figures, whether it's political or Hollywood or music, doing certain things with their hands. Okay. This is why. Okay. That and spell casting. Okay. So that being said, we know that we have this energy field around us. It's also called an aura. Okay. And certain people's energies are certain colors of an aura. Okay. But this is the thing. The wrist watch that they're wearing wasn't technically a watch at all. It was a device to amplify their vibration and their energy levels. Okay. Now I've researched this to the point where I fell asleep laying on the computer, So I mean it's been researched pretty heavily. I haven't been able to find the person that made this, but the human battery charger is what they're calling it. This is the same design, the same exact formation of the wristband, the wristwatch that you see the Anunnaki wearing. Now, in this design, there is 7 base metals. Okay. You have copper, which is the main metal in this, is copper. Then you have, I believe it's titanium, brass, and silver and gold. Okay, that are in these, and I think there's a couple others. But here's another look at it. You can see the color difference there in that one. Now this one is something that this is more of a medallion to wear. And I think that's why that person has it. But I don't know who made these, but it's pretty, man, somebody is controlling my mouse. What the heck? Jeez. Anyways, here's another picture of the human battery charger. Now, this is off of a site called Flints, and there's different types, okay? But you can see that the one type there on the upper, I think it's the left corner, is the one that's most common you see on the Anunnaki. So, my question to everybody is, do you believe that they had the ability to amplify their own energy to build pyramids, to move massive structures, to build obelisks, to build ancient civilizations that didn't have heavy equipment? Maybe it is the vibrational and frequency thing that they used with their energy enhancement. So let me see.
Try and get caught up on this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's turquoise or if it's malachite. That's the thing. And also, when it comes to the Anunnaki, we've got to remember too that their main stone was lapis. Okay, they loved the blue lapis stone, and for some reason, they utilized it. Now, these concepts that these people have made are just a replication of what they interpreted themselves. The base metals could be a little off. The gems that are used for it could be a little off, but there is definitely something connected to this. And I do believe that it is basically a battery charger, an enhancer. Okay. Kind of like an ectoskeleton would be for a human, you know? So picture it along that lines. Okay. And I'm a firm believer that they wore this stuff to enhance their attributes, because they were already big and strong anyways. Think about this, I mean, Anunnaki were supposed to be like 20 foot tall. Okay. So, just think about the strength alone and having this amplify that strength, that says a lot right there. And I think Da Vinci knew it. Okay. Because see, I've always had this theory that the Anunnaki and the lesser beings that they intermixed their genes with the animals. I'm kind of like the fallen, created the hybrid of animals and human looking things. Okay. And I think Da Vinci knew it because Da Vinci hid things in his artwork. Okay. And this is a major one. Okay. This is the Virgin and Child that Da Vinci made. And when you folded it in half, or you held a mirror halfway to it and looked at it, it literally looks like a reptilian. Okay. It looks like it's wearing an armored helmet. Okay. And it looks like it is literally a reptilian. Okay. So I think Da Vinci was trying to drop hints to humanity in his artwork. Okay, that these things are real, that these things do exist. And I do believe that these are the beings that maybe the Anunnaki created before humans. Okay, because they did create, a demigod race to them, a little smaller, with animals and stuff, different species of animals around the world at the time. So, or at least that's what's taught. Okay. And we do have all the Egyptian, animal hybrids that you see with the gator, the birds, the cats, the dogs, all that type of stuff. So, I mean, it's not far-fetched to think that maybe those beings, those deities were created by the Anunnaki. Okay. So, but yeah, Da Vinci knew something. Okay. And he definitely put it in his artwork. Definitely. So I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks about the human type of a battery charger for our electrical field that's around us.
Hey, that one piece of jewelry, Corey wants to know what's that called again.
All right, hold on. Human battery charger. And then there's this one, Corey, that I found that has several different types of them. And I guess this certain place can make those. That's what I'm guessing. But, unless you have the right combination of elements as far as, metals and stuff go and gemstones, you're not going to find the right, you have to really try and figure out what it is. They've got gold in them. Okay. And that they had lapis. Okay. Those are the two main things. Silver was big. Copper is a very big thing on jewelry back then. Okay. And in weapons. Okay. So, and they had both.
Look what copper does now. Copper is used for arthritis and other stuff now. So is magnetics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, they had gold, silver, and copper are three of those base metals that they had, but they had 7 metals altogether, apparently, in that from my research that I found. And I'm just curious that what those other metals are. I believe one of them was titanium. I really do. The other one, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what the other ones are. That leaves 3 that are in question. But if anybody could ever figure out that what they call the human battery charger for our energies, to make us stronger, to be able to manifest that energy a lot stronger, would be really something to see if somebody could actually invent that exact replica, functioning actual replica. So, and that's not to say that scientists that working for the government doesn't already have it. Okay. I'm not going to go there. So, but yeah, I just thought it was kind of an interesting subject. And then you take a look at what Da Vinci's work was. Da Vinci's work was all about energy. Every painting he did, it had an energetic thing or a hidden symbolism in it. Okay. Yep. So he knew. So just putting it out there. I wish I had that one picture. I'm going to look for that one picture that I had. Give me a second. Oh, come on. Seriously? Well, something won't let me do the pictures tonight. And my mouse keeps on getting moved on its own. Yeah, something's messing with everything I have right now.
In the dead of night, I hear them
I'm gonna
whisper.
play some music in the background.
Shadows dance on walls, growing crisper. Echoes of the past, they start to rise. Monsters lurking deep.
Well, I mean, so with this metals, we know that our ancient ancestors was very, very big on these, especially the three basic metals. I mean, they were used for just about everything, from magical practices to healing to building to everything, for shielding, weapons. I mean, they used it for everything.
I'll be right back. I'm listening.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's got to be something to a lot of this. And a lot of our stuff we're doing nowadays is coming back to it.
Whispers of darkness haunting my dream. Figures that twist in the corners of sight. I shiver alone in the grip of the night. Creatures of shadow.
Yeah, I'm definitely not alone here. I don't see you, but I can certainly feel you. Alright, let me put this EMF detector on.
As the dawn breaks, the shadows retreat.
What do you want?
In the light of day, the monsters deplete.
Maybe they're rocking out.
Dead of night, I hear them whisper. Shadows dance on walls, growing.
Whatever they're doing, they're messing with my spine, that's for sure.
They start to rise, monsters lurking deep beneath the skies. Fear grips my heart.
Yep, I got something here that's going all the way up to orange,
Oh, wow.
directly behind me. And there's nothing behind me electrical wise. Oh, wow. Okay, I see you now. All right, stop it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm seeing here. Oh my God, they are rocking out to the music. Holy crap. All right, hold on a second. Oh man, I can't pick the computer up to show you. Let me see if I can move it. Oh, every time I go to pick it up, it stops. All right, I won't touch it. It's going all the way up to the red. You funny. They like the music. All right, well, that's cool. I got my first review for the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask him which music. That's which one should I go with? That's for sure. I think we're going to go with both of them, actually. We're just going to rotate it. I think that'd be the best.
I reached out to Justin Larkin about writing a song for my show. I haven't heard back from him yet. Every damn show I do, I got to fight them. And then they'll come back and, I prefer after a review, we're going to your disputes valid, or your, the hit's valid. Then I'll appeal it, and then I win the appeal.
Yeah, well, they've been hitting me with that a lot lately too, and it gets frustrating, especially when it's your stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I mean, I even sent them the communication between me and Justin Larkin, going, look, right here, I have permission from him to use his music. and they still, getting to be too much of a pain in the ass. I was looking at that Donna app. I can't download it on my computer.
Yeah, Corey, I think you're right. I think Corey's right.
Yeah.
No, Candy, you don't have to be worried. That's all right. You don't have to say you're sorry. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely mischievous little guys, Joanne. Oh. Anyways, I don't know. The whole energy field thing. I mean, as much as I try to practice it and stuff and utilize it, you know, with manifestation and stuff like that. I just think that it makes sense that the Anunnaki would have had some type of device. I mean, think about the biblical aspect of it. Solomon had the ring. Who was it? There was the breastplate too. Multiple gemstone breastplate. You know, Moses had the staff. Okay. So, you know, there's certain things that were utilized as tools to enhance, whether it is the creator's, God's will per se, or whether it is the individual themselves. And, you know, when you're talking about the Anunnaki, you're talking about literally the first. I mean, cuneiform was the first written language, you know, so you're talking about a really, really ancient alien race, for that matter. But they had an ability already, being 3 times larger than a regular human nowadays. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's not even that far-fetched to even think that maybe we can make the connection that they were the giants of old. So, just putting that out there.
Well, I mean, think about this. How many times we've done some research on ancient history, and they've always had something that used some kind of vibration, which is mostly associated with sound, to levitate things. One of the biggest well-known one is the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Yeah. Yeah, Bounty Hunter. I think we are definitely, well, and I don't think that the actual adaptation that we're going through right now, whether it's physically or spiritually or mentally, I don't think it's 100% spirit, you know, like the creators, you know, like our spiritual aspect of us. I think it's a lot of it might be manipulation with what they're putting out in chemtrails and in certain products and stuff that we use every day. Look at the UK. They just got done in the UK basically confirming that they're going to do cloud manipulation and stuff to block out the sun, to regulate the climate over there. So, you know, it's like, what makes these people think that they can do that, step on God's creation and twist it and mutilate it and mutate it to their liking? You know, it's ridiculous to think, you know, when men like these men that are in charge do things like this, in the name of humanity. They're not doing it in the name of humanity. They're doing it because their egos are so damn big that they're, that they're just doing it and getting away with it. I mean, perfect example during the cough. Just saying. Yeah.
I've wondered, because I've had a lot of people approach me. He's like, hey, man, have you been feeling kind of negative and upset lately? He's like, yeah, actually, yeah, I have. He goes, yeah, they all tell me the same thing, so have I. It's like something's in the air is causing people to be negative and upset. And so it makes you wonder which I'm pretty convinced, my opinion, my theory, my hypothesis, some of these metals that's put in the air causes this.
Right. Well, they've already linked it to autism, I think.
Autism, dementia. Oh, but never mind. YouTube, we did not say that. This is not our opinions. This is not our. Never mind.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. That's no big deal. But, when it comes to research, and, I'm always researching stuff, and, you can't deny the truth. You just can't. And some of the stuff that I research, is pretty out there. And even for me to look at it and stand back and look at it and say, oh, well, that's what it was. It doesn't make sense to me either. Sometimes I can't wrap my mind around it, that I find out the results of research. And it gets to the point where, especially like say with religion, take the whole Pope Leo the 14th, thing, which is a thing to where I believe that it is, in my research of religion, that it's a mockery of Jesus being called the Lion of Judah. That's why he called himself Leo the 14th. So basically mocking Jesus. And don't want to mock something that you have no idea the sheer power of. And Jesus was God in human form, and the Creator in human form. Yahuwah, it's, to me, it just showed that this Leo the 14th is definitely going to probably be the last pope to usher in the one world religion. And I do believe that it's going to be the same old Roman army that it's always been. I really do believe that. I think Rome didn't collapse. Rome just reinvented itself because it knew Roman patriots, or whatever you want to call them, governors, knew that people weren't going to fall for the same old Rome again. But if they reinvented it and repackaged it and represented it to people in a way that was acceptable during the time, then, now we have the same old Roman army. It's just like I've always said with the Colosseums and stuff, music events, sporting events, WWE events, it's the same old gladiator Coliseum shows and events. That's how you divert the masses from being discontent and angry, and you throw them off scent by putting forth these things. That's why the music industry is so big. That's why Hollywood is so big. That's, sporting industry is so big. I'm surprised that people haven't figured out the link between the Olympics and the Roman Colosseum. I mean, it's the same principle, but it's on a worldwide scale. It gets all the masses involved, not just certain countries. So soccer in the UK, soccer in Brazil, in Argentina, and all that. Big, industries down there. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people go to those things, and they take it literally like life or death. They really do. It's just another way to manipulate and keep humanity distracted and off of seeing what's actually going on. And every day on Facebook, I'll put out something that talks about how we're deceived by the materialism of the world, and that's exactly what it is. There is a materialism about the world that tells you to buy, or you have to have this, you have to have the perfect house, you have to have the perfect car, you have to have the perfect college education, you have to have this, you have to buy the most expensive steaks, the best clothes, the best shoes, the best purses, and it doesn't end. And then they get you on the backside with, you got to buy the cigarettes, you got to buy the vapes, you got to buy the booze, you got to buy the beer, you got to buy this, that, They literally have you, every way you turn, hooked on materialistic things. And that's the one thing other than unconditional love that Jesus didn't like. He didn't like material things. He didn't put it out there that, he had the best robes and stuff, and it's just, to me, it makes sense that we are literally living within our own cage, our own cell that we created ourselves, and now we're trapped because we put so much value on money and gold and silver and all these other things, and everybody's got to buy the Gucci, everybody's got to buy the Nikes, and everybody's the Champion and stuff like that, all these name brand products and stuff, the Rolex watches, and the vehicles going from being sold in the 70s as $4,000 and $5,000 vehicles, whereas nowadays you can't find something for under 80 grand. 80 grand. You used to be able to buy a house for that. Not no more. So we are literally living within a prison cell, as far as I'm concerned, because we have sold out to materialistic things.
Oh,
That's
crap.
just my opinion.
Damn
And that's just my opinion, and the fact that the whole energy thing with us has been affected by it. Your energy that we put out, our energy field that we have around us, our vibrational field that we have, our frequencies that we put out as individuals are affected by the materialistic world. Because when we buy these materialistic things, we're opening ourselves up to be poisoned by the ones that make these vast amounts of money and gold and stuff and silver off of these things that we buy, And that's just my opinion, that and $2 might get you a cup of coffee at a Sheetz or something, or a gas station, but it's exactly what it is. You know, our our parents knew it. You know, everything changed after 1913 with the establishment of the Fed. Okay, when they started taxing people, and now it's like a never-ending taxation process that we're going through. Okay, so what do we do to correct it? Maybe we need to go back and look at the ancient writings. Go back and look at some of the teachings of great prophets and all that back in the day, you know, and just see what we can use to correlate to what's happening today, and maybe pull back from that materialistic thing. I mean, my own people went from living in teepees and migrating with the weather and the buffalo to being stuck on reservations and living in government housing and stuff, you know, that basically some of the places in the country don't even have running water to this day. But yet, here they are. They're literally half the people we used to be. We used to be so connected and so focused on living not above our means, not how do I want to say this, not having a respect or a reverence for everything. Okay, and we have gotten away from that, and not just indigenous people, but people all around the world have gotten away from that. Okay, we've stepped so far away from what used to be our reality that now most people nowadays don't even know what reality is. And I think it has to do with all the chemicals and stuff that they're putting in the chemtrails, and all the chemicals and stuff in the food and the water, and you know, the water plants putting chlorine in water, using, you know, ferric chloride to use as a way to make the particles heavy to sink to the bottom and filter out. You know, I mean, the amount of chemicals that are used, I mean, just to name a few of them, potassium permanganate is a substance that comes in like a 5-gallon bucket, and you hook it up down at your intake for your water plant. Okay, and it's a pre-disinfectant, just to say. Okay, let's just put it that way. And it makes the water it comes out a little purple. Okay, but you know, the amount of water that's going through and being filtered through, it doesn't stay that color unless you screw it up. So you have potassium permanganate, then it hits the ferric chloride, then it hits your sedimentation and, you know, flocculation basins and stuff. Then it goes from there. You know, you get your pre-chlorine and other additives, and then it gets the final stage of chlorine when it goes down into the storage area of the water reserves and pumped out to the distribution network. And then you have the same thing at pumping stations, to where you can regulate and, you know, and test your chlorine levels and stuff. So it's like all these chemicals can't be good, and somebody had to know that. And that is probably why our energy is so far off balance. That's why everybody's walking around like zombies half the time. That's just a theory. I mean, but from my water background, you know, that's a pretty sound theory.
Yeah. It's I finally got Donna to work. I believe, I mean, look at it's in our toothpaste, it's in our mouthwash, it's in our food, it's in our drinks, it's in our air. It's in everything. It's in our containers, our clothes. This stuff is in all that. You know, so our bodies are constantly being bombarded with this.
Well, here's the next thing too, Eric. If you think about it, in the old days, cotton was the thing to wear. 100% cotton clothing actually enhances your electrical field around your body. It helps your vibration. It increases it. Okay? And the ancient ones knew that. That's why they wore cotton for robes. Okay? They knew that. Okay? Now you have other countries that are making it out of polyester and all these other weird fabrics that nobody even heard of until about 60 years ago. You know, when everything went
silk was another
overseas. Yeah. So it's like, you know, hemp fiber is amazing too. Yes, you're right. And that's another thing too that they used to do it out of. But the bad thing about hemp fiber is that when it got wet, it got moldy real quick. Whoa.
Oh. Yeah. We just created a song. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. You had me kind of interested in that, Donna. Yeah, I mean, think about it though. I mean, when we were kids, we drank from water hoses, water fountains, creek beds. I mean, how many? I've drank out of I don't know how many creeks. You know, growing up, I ain't never had anything happen to me. Nowadays, you're going to go to the hospital if you drink out of a creek. What changed? You know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's because big oil and big timber knew that they'd lose their ass on that, and that's why they back in was that the 30s or 40s is when they demonized it. Mm-hmm. Is because big oil and big timber's going to lose their ass. Big farmers going to lose their ass too.
Right.
So. Yeah, I mean, think about it. We did. I mean, I've purposely stuck my lips down in the water of creeks growing up and drinking out of them. The only thing I knew was I had to make sure it wasn't a cow field upstream. You just didn't want to drink from a creek downfield of a cow field.
Well, you know where a bear shits in the wood.
Yeah. Which is actually they got a video cam of one pooping in the wood. The bears actually shit in the wood. Boy, hang on, buddy.
Anyways,
on the door.
Well, we're going to go ahead and close this out, okay? I'm getting pretty tired, and it's going to be a long day tomorrow. And we got the show to do tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we're going to open up with the Hogzilla. Okay, I almost said Godzilla, but we're going to start talking about Hogzilla tomorrow on the Saturday Paranormal Coffee Talk. Okay. I'm going to work on. I'm not going to have a podcast Sunday. Okay. That's going to be the time for Tracy and I to just hang out and celebrate Mother's Day, and happy early Mother's Day to everybody out there. So So we're going to take Sunday off. But Saturday, tomorrow morning, we'll be on. And I'm going to work very diligently this week to get this other podcast, the radio station, going. I'd like to get it going as soon as possible. So anybody wants to be a DJ, let me know, and we'll see if we can't work something out. So if you can, please like, heart, and share this out as much as you can, everybody. I only put it on YouTube tonight because of the music. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Facebook, so I'll probably rebroadcast it on Facebook. So, but yeah, I'm going to be doing the new podcast with the music and stuff as soon as possible. So I got to get to work on it. Eric, why don't you tell everybody what you got going on? And big shout out to Jessica for graduation. So
yeah. And I'm so tired now. Tomorrow, I'm sorry, guys. I've been kind of under the weather, so I have not worked on anything. But I'm trying to continue on with the ghost ship stuff and try to look up some more sea supernatural stuff, oceanic supernatural stuff, and do something there. For Sunday, tomorrow's going to be campfire chats with Eric and guest. And I've been busier than a hiccup. I've done 30 installs in about a 4-day period, and I've still got another 15 to do, trying to catch up from all the storm damage. So I have not been on the computer or social media. If any of you guys noticed, that's why. It's because, man, time I get home, I am so sore and so tired that I haven't been wanting to do anything. Right. Thank you, Urso. I completely forgot about that. In case I forget again, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there, because it's going to be Mother's Day here in a day or two? I can't remember.
Sunday.
Yeah. So there you go. In case I forget to do it Sunday, happy early Mother's Day to all you mummies out there, because everybody needs their mummy.
Yeah.
So
happy,
we don't want to forget
Mother's
that.
Day to Tracy, just so she knows.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take things for granted, and Mother's Day is that day to realize just how much a mom does for her family. So happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on. To my INR readers, I apologize. I have not created a short story. I've not created or wrote any of my books. I'm too tired. I am too tired, too sore by the time I get home. I have not had a chance to work on it. Plus, this weekend's kind of hectic with graduation and everything. So I will be trying to work on some of that stuff. I'm playing around with this Donna now because William's got me hooked on it. So I got 2 songs I just created. I got to try to figure out how they sound. I got to play with this and see how I can get it right. But
all right. Well, with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and close this out then. And everybody, we will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay? And we're going to start out the conversation about Hogzilla. So it's going to be a good one.
Hogzilla.
It really is.
Bring me the bacon. I need the bacon.
All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and close it out, and I'm going to play the second track of the music of tonight. And like I said, please share this out. Thank you all for your comments and your suggestions on the music. And look for the new podcast coming out, hopefully within a week or so. Okay?
Moonlight Moonlight reveals the horrors unseen, whispers of darkness haunting my dream.
In the stillness where the shadows creep, underneath the veil where the secrets keep, monsters twist and turn with a silent roar. I find my strength as the night calls for more. The darkness whispers, I breathe it in, embracing the chaos when nightmares begin.
In the darkest of nights, I will not hide. Awakening monsters, they rise by my side. With a crown of shadows, I take my throne. In the depths of the night, forever alone.
With every broken heartbeat, my fears take flight. I dance with the demons under pale moonlight, beneath painted skies where the lost souls meet.